Good afternoon to one and all. My name is Nitika Bhatt from Department of Mental Health Nursing. Today I am here to talk about principles of psychiatric nursing. So starting with the introduction, psychiatric nursing is the specialty of nursing that cares for people of all ages having mental illness. That means psychiatric nursing is a specialty. We are taking care of all the ages of the patient who are having any mental disorders. Psychiatric nursing deals with psychologically disturbed individuals, an area where the patients are not treated as unique human beings and they are devoid of basic human rights. So basically what happens? The question arises that what is the need of principles of psychiatric nursing? The problem is the patients who are psychiatrically ill, they are deprived of their psychological thinking. For the protection of dignity through nurses, psychiatric principles of psychiatric nursing are must. So these principles help the nurses to understand that each individual has an intrinsic worth and dignity and he has potentially to grow. So if the nurse will consider these principles as important, so she will be able to protect the worth and dignity of the patient. So all nurses, basically all psychiatric nurses should know about these principles so they can take care of the patients in a better way. So there are basically 12 principles of mental health nursing. First principle is patient should be accepted as he is. Second is self-understanding is used to as a therapeutic tool. Third is consistency is used to contribute to patient security. Fourth is reassurance to be given in a suitable and acceptable manner. Fifth is patient's behavior is changed through emotional experience, not by rational interpretation. Sixth is unnecessary increase in patient's anxiety should be avoided. Seventh is observation of mentally ill patient is necessary. Why of behavior? Maintain a professional relationship. Ninth is verbal and physical force must be avoided if possible. 10th is nursing care centered on patient as a person, not on control of symptoms. 11th is routine and procedures explained at patient's level of understanding. And 12th is many procedures are modified but basic principles remains the same. So we'll discuss it one by one. First is patient should be accepted exactly as he is. So this principle explains that we should accept the patient as he is. We should not be judgmental at all. We should not be punitive at all. We should ignore the caste, creed, the symptoms, the disease condition of the patient, and we should accept the patient as he is. So it includes basically be non-judgmental. That means we should not judge the patient for his symptoms, for the situation he is in right now, for the way he is feeling. We should not judge the patient. Second is show interest in the patient as a person. Second is show interest in the patient as a person. So while talking to the patient, while having conversation with the patient, it should be seen that we are interested in talking to the patient. Like active listening should be there, like nodding of head should be there, eye to eye contact should be maintained. So the patient should assume that yes, this person is interested in me. So the patient will verbalize his feelings in a more better way. Next is recognize and reflect on feelings which the patient express. That means what the patient is expressing you, the feelings, the thoughts, whatever the patient is telling you, you have to reflect it back to the patient. For example, if the patient is telling you about his dispute with his mother, like he doesn't like his mother, he doesn't like her behavior, whatever the things the patient is telling you, at the end you have to reflect back that idea that okay, that means you are not having good relationships with your mother. So in that way you can use this reflection technique. Then talk with a purpose. Always talk with a purpose. Before talking to the patient, you should make objectives that about these things you will talk to the patient, because if you will not have any objective, then your conversation will be very irrelevant and it will be ending up with such topics which are not required. So talking with a purpose is must. Next is allow patient to express strongly held feelings. So you have to talk to the patient in a way that patient doesn't hesitate in telling you his problems. The strongly held feelings means the feelings with the patient is not able to share with anyone, the patient is sharing it with you. So you should have to be that much observable in these things. Second is self-realization and understanding is used as a therapeutic tool. That means, see, being a psychiatric nurse, it is your duty to observe the patients. But before observing anyone else, you should have observed yourself. Self-realization is must. That means the nurse should herself or himself knows her weaknesses and strength, so that while doing any work, any procedure, or while talking to any patient, the nurse should know that these are my weaknesses and these are the things that will aggravate or exaggerate my emotions. So she will not talk about it, है ना? And she will not talk about it only if she will be knowing her own weakness. So self-realization is important. Self-realization includes own weaknesses and strengths mainly. An understanding of self makes the nurse aware her strengths and limitations. It helps to be assertive without being aggressive. This helps the nurse in understanding the strengths and limitations of the other people also. It has been said that if you are finding bad things in other people, firstly you have to find those bad things in yourself. If you will able to see in yourself the bad things or good things, whatever it is, the bad things and good things, we can replace it with strength and weaknesses. Only then you will be able to see other people's strengths and weaknesses. So the third principle is consistency is used to contribute to patient security. As we all know that in general life also consistency is must. Why we need consistency? In our relationships also, I'm not talking about in patient's perspective, in general life also. Like if parents, mainly the children, they always say to their parents like be consistent, है ना? कि sometimes you are very aggressive on small things, but sometimes when we are doing big mistake you are showing nothing to us. So that means that there is no consistency, and when there is no consistency there is a rise of insecurity. So if we talk about in case of psychiatric patients, in case of specially psychiatric patients, consistency is must. Consistency in terms of routine, consistency in terms of rules and regulations. Like one day you are saying that this is not acceptable, but the other day you are letting the patient doing the same thing. That means the patient will himself not understand like what is acceptable and what is not. So there will be even insecurity also. For example, routines. If we talk about routines, if you are giving medications to the patients in 10 a.m. so at least on daily basis it should be 10 a.m. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा 10:15 तक it can be tolerated, है ना? तो consistency should be maintained, because as you know psychiatric patients, they'll ask you that today it's 11, why are you late? So you are questionable, है ना? The patient is questioning you, because the patient will be insecure because of their disorganized behavior, or we can say thinking. So consistency is must to protect the security. Next is fourth is reassurance to be given in a suitable and acceptable manner. So mostly what happen in psychiatric patients, the psychiatric patients will continuously ask you on daily basis that when I will get discharged, when I will be totally fine, will I be able to do my routine work continuously again like I used to do it earlier. They'll continuously ask you so many questions, and false reassurance should not be given to the patients. Only reassurance should be given in a suitable manner. For example, if a patient is asking a nurse like कि मैं ठीक हो जाऊँगा, कि मैं कल घर चला जाऊँगा, मेरी छुट्टी हो जाएगी, तो नर्स को क्या है, अगर नर्स ये सोच रही है कि यार कितनी बार पूछ रहा है, तो नर्स जवाब दे रही है कि हाँ हो जाएगी, छुट्टी हो जाएगी. So that means the nurse is giving false reassurance to the patient. And or reassurance in an acceptable manner क्या होती? If nurse would have said कि मैं नहीं बोल सकती कि आपकी कब छुट्टी होगी, आज आपके डॉक्टर आएंगे आपको देखने, वो आपका देखेंगे कि क्या आपकी इम्प्रूवमेंट है, उसके बाद डिसाइड होगा कि आपकी छुट्टी कब होगी. सी it is a reassurance has been given but in a suitable manner. It is not false reassurance. Next is Patient's behavior is changed through emotional experience, not by rational interpretation. So mainly what happened, not only with psychiatric patients, we all know, if somebody is giving you like you should do this, you should do that, you should do this, you shouldn't do that, it is not good for you, you will not be able to understand that, है ना? And what it is, that is rational interpretation. The person is giving you reasons for not doing that particular thing or not showing that particular behavior. But what will be more beneficial? What will let the behavior modify? That is emotional experiences. Emotional experiences we can give it through like role play, psychodramas. Through role play we can teach the patient. For example, अगर कोई alcoholic patient है, अब every alcoholic knows that alcohol is harmful for health and it is causing these things, these are the damages that the person is having, everybody knows. But what the thing is, when the person will see, if you will create a role play for them, and in role play कोई एक patient होगा, उसमें उसकी wife दिखाई जाएगी, उसके बच्चे दिखाई जाएंगे, उन पर क्या असर हो रहा है, इस तरीके से जो चीज़ें दिखाई जाती हैं, तो the things are interpret in a better way and behavior modification के chances increase हो जाते हैं. So the next is unnecessary increase in patient's anxiety should be avoided. As we all know, being psychiatric patients, they are already having mild, moderate or severe anxiety problems. So nurses must keep in their mind that she or he shouldn't bring anxiety. For example, if a patient is doing any task, she should not say that complete it fast, you haven't done it, dobara karo, jaldi karo. What will that lead to? It will lead to increase in anxiety in patient, है ना? And the second thing is like if a patient has failed to attempt anything, if a patient was trying to change his behavior but couldn't, then nurse shouldn't scold him or tell him कि दोबारा करके दिखाओ तुम्हें आया नहीं इस तरीके से, तो फिर उससे क्या होगा? There will be increase in anxiety, and there are many other things that can lead to anxiety. So nurse should consider these things so that unnecessary increase in patient's anxiety should be avoided. Next is observation of mentally ill patient is directed toward why of behavior. So what we have to do, the person will show behavior and if there is any abnormal thing in the behavior, we will treat it. That is okay, है ना? But what a psychiatric nurse should do? A psychiatric nurse should see why of the behavior. That means observation should be there, that if a patient is portraying some behavior, what is the reason behind that behavior? For example, if there is a suicidal patient, so as we all know, there are certain warning signs that will come, that everyone can see that that person is thinking of attempting suicide or committing suicide, is thinking of it. So there are 7 warning signs. Like few of the signs, if a nurse is seeing the patient, is observing the patient, that yes, the patient is asking the nurse कि आपको पता है सबसे easy मरने की कौन सा तरीका होता है जिससे ज़्यादा पेन भी ना हो, इस तरीके से अगर इस तरीके की बातें करने लग गया है पेशेंट, तो नर्स शुड ऑब्जर्व एंड सी कि येस द पेशेंट माइट इज़ हैविंग सुसाइडल आइडिएशंस, कि आइडिएशन उसको आ रहे हैं तभी वो ऐसी चीज़ें पूछ रहा है. तो इसमें नर्स ने क्या किया? द नर्स हैव ऑब्जर्व्ड द वाई ऑफ द बिहेवियर विच इज़ वेरी नेसेसरी. Next is maintain a professional relationship. Maintaining a professional relationship, or we can say therapeutic relationship, is must, because in professional relationship there are certain boundaries which we need to consider always, every time. What happens when it becomes from professional to personal? When we consider the patient as some of our known persons, like we consider the patient as कि वो मेरी मदर की तरह है थोड़ी सी, इसलिए मेरे को थोड़ी ज़्यादा उनके लिए फील हो रहा है, या वो मेरे भाई की तरह लग रही है इसलिए मेरे को थोड़ा ज़्यादा फील हो रहा है. नर्स शुड नॉट कंसिडर द पेशेंट एज देयर ओन. इफ़ शी कंसिडर देम एज देयर ओन, तो दैट विल बी प्रॉब्लमैटिक इन अ वे. अगर 10 पेशेंट है और नर्स केयर कर रही है, तो एक पेशेंट को क्या होगा, अगर ऐसे कुछ फील कर लिया उसने उस पेशेंट के लिए, तो उसकी तरफ अटेंशन, केयर ज़्यादा हो जाएगी, और the other patients may also feel neglected. So a nurse should maintain a professional relationship. Next is verbal and physical force must be avoided if possible. As we all know, there is a procedure called restraining which is there for psychiatric patients. but only if the patient is causing harm to himself or to the society, only then. But what happen nowadays, some nurses, what they are doing, if a person is like if a nurse is giving medications to all the patients, if one patient is continuously asking nurse many things that ये क्यों हो रहा है, ये ऐसा क्यों है, ऐसा क्यों है, तो what a nurse can just कि इसे बंद कर दो एक कमरे में थोड़ी देर के लिए, या जोर से डांट सकती है, but she cannot do that legally. Legally it is not acceptable, because that is disorganized behavior of the patient, that is the illness of the patient. So you cannot do verbal and physical force, you cannot apply it on the behavioral symptoms of the patient. Only these forces can be applied if the patient is harming himself or the others. Next is nursing care centered on a patient as a person, not control of symptoms. Aim of nursing care is to treat the patient as a whole, not only the symptoms. So what we should, a nurse should treat a patient as a whole. Holistic approach must be used. For example, spiritually, emotionally, every aspect should be used, just not only the control of symptoms. For example, the patient is having psychotic features or psychotic symptoms, so we are giving antipsychotics for them, but the patient is feeling lonely and want to talk about it, the nurse is ignoring that. So that is not correct. Holistic approach should be taken. 11th is routines and procedures explained at patient's level of understanding. That means every doubt of the patient should be cleared, and routine means ki what is the routine of the patient, will be patient going to any lab investigation, will the patient be going through any therapy, so it should be understandable to the patient in the patient's language. For example, अगर patient को हिंदी समझ आता है तो patient को हिंदी में समझाना है, इंग्लिश में नहीं समझाना है. अगर patient को इंग्लिश में समझ आता है तो आपको patient को इंग्लिश में समझाना चाहेगा, उसी लैंग्वेज में patient को समझाना है जिसमें patient को समझ आता है. 12th is many procedures are modified but basic principles remain unaffected. So it means that there are procedures which are modified, which are like researchers has been done, and researchers has been seeing that this should be modified, that should be modified, and they are getting modified, and that's okay. But basic principles should remain same, and basic principles are safety of the patient, comfort of the patient, privacy of the patient, doubts should be all cleared of the patient by the nurse. So today we have talked about the principles of psychiatric nursing, and here is the summarization that what we have done today. Patient should be accepted as he is, self-understanding is used to as a therapeutic tool, consistency is used to contribute to patient security, reassurance to be given in a suitable and acceptable manner, patient's behavior is changed through emotional experience, not by rational interpretation. Unnecessary increase in patient's anxiety should be avoided. Observation of mentally ill patient is directed toward why of behavior. Maintain a professional relationship. Verbal and physical force must be avoided if possible. Nursing care centered on patient as a person, not on control of symptoms. Routine and procedure explained at patient's level of understanding. Many procedures are modified but basic principles remain unaffected. For further any query, you can see the references that are given, and thank you so much.